Hello, welcome back to another installment in this series, one verse a week. This week's Parsha is Parshat Tazria. That can be found in your Bibles from Leviticus chapter 12, verse 1 through chapter 13, verse 59. This video is being prepared for the Jewish year 5779. If you have found this series or any of my other series to be beneficial to you, to be helpful in your studies, I wish you would consider subscribing to this channel. If you want updates, you can click the bell icon. If you feel that this project or any of my other projects are worthy of your support, I wish you would consider becoming a patron over on Patreon or making a small donation via PayPal. Those links can be found in the section below. Okay, let us begin. Parshat Tazria. This week, I have chosen Leviticus 13:46 to be our verse that we're considering. Okay, let's do the Hebrew. Kol yemei asher hanera bo yitma tomehu badad yeshev mechutz lemachane moshavo. One more time. Kol yemei asher hanera bo yitma tomehu Badad yeshev mechutz lemachane moshavo. Okay, let's look at the verbs. Okay, so our first verb here is yitma. Yitma comes from the shorish tet mem aleph. It means to be impure, to be ritually impure. Okay, tameh. So yitma, again, this is in the imperfect tense, meaning that it is conveniently, we're going to conventionally translate this as future tense. This yud signifies the pronoun hu, meaning as in he. Yitma, he will be tameh. Okay, he will be tameh. Okay. The next verb here is yeshev. Yeshev. It comes from the shorish yud shin fait. It means to sit or to dwell. This is a so-called drop letter shorish, drop letter imperfect. So typically we would use a yud prefix to indicate that he will be doing something. But there's already a yud here, so we don't double up on the yuds. So what we do is one of the yuds drops out and we alter the nakuda pattern. Okay, this is a bit of a irregular verb form, a so-called drop letter, because the yud drops out when it takes the prefix yud. In other words, we don't have two yuds side by side. Yeshev, he will dwell. He will sit. Okay, let's look at some of our non-verbs. Again, kol yemei, all the days. You should already know that. I believe we've covered these words. Asher. Asher is that. Kol yemei asher, all the days that. Hanega. Hanega is a wound or an affliction. So, bo means on him. Kol yemei asher hanega bo, all the days that the affliction is on him. Yitma, he will be tameh, he will be impure, ritually impure. Tamehu, he is ritually impure. We are just repeating that phrase as a form of emphasis. Okay, kol yemei asher hanega bo, all the days that the nega, the affliction, is upon him. Yitma, he will be impure. Tamehu, he is impure. Okay, then we have another clause. Badad yeshev. Badad means alone. So badad yeshev, alone shall he dwell, or he shall dwell. Mechutz lemachaneh, outside the camp. Mechutz means outside. Machaneh means camp. Le is just a preposition. It kind of gets swallowed up here. Mechutz l'machaneh, outside the camp. Moshavo is his dwelling place. A moshav is a dwelling place. I'm sure maybe you've heard that term in Israel. Talk about a moshav. Moshav means a settlement or a dwelling place. And this is the possessive form. He shall be his dwelling place. Okay, one more time. Kol yemei asher hanega bo. All the days that the nega is on him. Yitma, he shall be impure. Tamehu, he is impure. Badad yeshev, alone shall he dwell. Mechutz l'machaneh, outside the camp. Moshavo is his dwelling place. That is his place to be. Okay, let's look at my translation. All the days that the affliction is on him, he shall be impure. He is impure. Alone he shall dwell. Outside the camp is his dwelling place. Okay, that is about as literal as I could get. Okay, let's see how the other translations stack up. KJV. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean. Okay, so plague is a little archaic. It's an affliction, whatever. Certainly they were in 1611, they were sitting a little more close to the time of the plague, so perhaps this is why they use this. I think skin afflictions they generically would call plagues. Okay, all the tenses seem to be right. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. Okay, shall be in him. This is present tense here. Let's see here. Let's go. All the days that the affliction is on him. Kol yemei asher hanega bo. All the days that the affliction is on him. So they've turned that to a future tense. So that is not 100%, but it's not awful. He is unclean. So that is, this reiteration is in present tense. He shall dwell alone. Okay, so they've inverted the sentence. So it's badad yeshev. So they say he shall dwell alone, whereas I translated alone he shall dwell. Without the camp shall his habitation be. So it's outside the camp is his dwelling place, is his habitation. So they again turn this into a future tense, whereas it is stated in the present tense in the Hebrew. Okay, not awful, just some slight tense issues. Okay, NIV. As long as they have the disease, they remain unclean. Okay, so we see this is they've taken gender out. They, again, NIV is very guilty of this because this is a he we're referring to. So typically in Hebrew, in the Bible, when we speak about a paradigmatic person, that person is a he. So they have succumbed to modernity, and they are trying to translate in the some sort of neuter they. So as long as they have the disease, they remain unclean. Okay, that's not exactly. We see no mention of days. Kol yemei, all the days. We don't see that. We don't see the reiteration of the of the phrase "he shall be unclean." We don't see that reiteration. They must live alone. Okay. They must live outside the camp. So this is highly paraphrastic. This is very much a paraphrase of what the Hebrew is saying. They've done so I think, to avoid attributing gender or anything like that. So all in all, NIV is very guilty of this frequently. This translation has issues. This is more of a transdaption than a translation. It's not literal at all, really. Okay, see what the NRSV does? He shall remain unclean as long as he has the disease. Okay. Again, this is sort of an interpretation of what's going on. Yeah, is Kol Yimei Asher Negabo is the Hebrew. All the days that the nega is on him. Here is as long he shall remain unclean as long as he has the disease. He is unclean. Okay, so this is really just an interpretation. Doesn't really reflect the Hebrew too much. He is unclean. That is good. He is unclean, impure, however you want to say it. He shall live alone. Okay, so the Hebrew again is badad yeshiv. Alone he shall live. So they've just inverted it to make it more sensible in English. His dwelling shall be outside the camp. And again, they've inverted this sentence. Moshavo is his dwelling. They put at the beginning. So, yeah. So they just inverted this. Okay. Fine. JPS. He shall be unclean as long as the disease is on him. Okay, again, this is more of an interpretation. It says, Kol Yimei Asher Negabo. All the days. There's no mention of days here or anything like that. Not a literal translation. He shall be unclean as long as the disease is on him. Yeah, and then it says Tamehu. He is unclean. So they've taken that and taken it as some sort of clause in the next sentence. So they've turned that into the statement of he is unclean. They've turned it over and connected it to the next phrase. Being unclean, he shall dwell apart. Okay, well, apart doesn't, that's not what it says there. Apart, the word is alone. Alone he shall dwell. They got the tense right at least. His dwelling shall be outside the camp. And again, they've inverted the sentence, turned it into a future tense. The NRSV did as well. Turned into a future tense, shall be outside the camp. Rather, it says that is his dwelling place. Some sort of quarantine. Fine. The stone, the art scroll, all the days that the affliction is upon him, he shall remain contaminated. He is contaminated. Okay, so they use the word contaminated for tameh. That's fine. So he shall remain contaminated. The remain I don't like. It's just kind of an extra word. He shall be contaminated. He is contaminated would be the more literal rendering. So that's a superfluous word. It's not egregious though. He shall dwell in isolation. Okay, again they've inverted the sentence. Alone he shall dwell, but at least isolation is a good term. Badad for alone. Isolation I think works well also. His dwelling shall be outside the camp. And here too they've inverted the sentence. His dwelling shall be outside the camp. The moshavo again is the last word of the sentence. So they've inverted that and turned it into a future tense. Shall be as opposed to is. So let's look at my translation one more time. All the days that the affliction is on him, he shall be impure. He is impure. Alone he shall dwell outside the camp. Alone he shall dwell. Outside the camp is his dwelling place. Okay, let's look at the Hebrew. Kol Yemei Asher Hadnegabo. All the days that the affliction is on him. Yitma, he shall be impure. Tamehu, he is impure. Badad Yeshev, alone he shall dwell. Mechutz lamachaneh, moshavo, outside the camp, moshavo is his dwelling place. Present tense, is his dwelling place. Okay, so I think all in all, the KJV and the Stone are the better translations this time around. Both of the KJV and the Stone have some problems, but they're not major problems. The other translations that we looked at, the NIV, NRSV, and JPS, are interpretive on, to varying degrees. Less literal. I think the NIV is thoroughly not literal. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope you'll join me again next week. Kol Tuv, Hatzlacha Rabba. Keep learning.